So you just spent 4 years learning computer science, learning how to program in C++, Java, JavaScript, Python, and now literally in 5 seconds, an AI can produce the same code. That might make you think, was my degree useless? Is it worth it? Where do developers stand in the next 3-4 years? So I've decided to touch on this topic and share my 2 cents on what I think and whether we're going to be useless in the coming future. So without further ado, let's dive right into the video. I mean, if we're being honest, we know that AI is extremely fast. Like, it can generate thousands of code in less than 1 minute, sometimes even seconds, depending on what you want to do. And now there's, especially on Twitter, you see people building apps in 5 minutes and like, they use ChatGPT, they use Claude, they use different AI tools to make interesting apps. But here's the thing. Is it reliable? How reliable is the code? That is the big, that's like, I feel is the question should be asking. It's one thing to generate code, it's one thing to be reliable. But here's the truth. AI is not going to replace programmers. Literally, like, I don't see that happening, at least not yet. Because it generates code, but it doesn't have the ability to think, which is where we come in. We can make the thought process, the creative process, the systematic process to, design the systems correctly. But right now, AI doesn't just have that capability, I mean, it's like having a junior developer that does things very fast, but ends up writing so many bugs that you have to fix by yourself, So I think it's here to support us. It's here to, make things faster. So instead of us focusing on the code and focusing on, some of these little things, we can focus on the strategic thing, the creative thinking, the systematic thinking. And that is where I think the strengths of programmers are going to come into place. And this is what many people don't understand. And they feel like AI is here to replace programmers, or AI is here to take over the jobs. But in reality, it's here to complement and support us. I mean, I'm sure they said the same thing when calculator was founded. Yeah. But the mathematicians still use calculator, but then it helps make the process a bit faster. So that's what I see AI doing. Now, for those who don't embrace it, they'll be left out. You cannot deny or ignore AI. AI is here, so you have to find a way to live with it. So if you decide to just ignore AI, I'm not going to use ChatGPT, I'm going to write my code from scratch, and I'm going to, other developers that use AI are going to replace you because they can get things done faster and they focus more on the systematic and strategic thinking, right? Because obviously you don't want to remember the syntax and remember, for example, how to write a regex code. Who needs to know how to write a regex code every time, right? AI is there to help us write it. But then how to use it is where we come in, which is very important. So this is something I think we need to understand better now. And but I'm sure it takes time and it's still a bit new. So I think definitely we need more education, we need more awareness. Rather than ignoring it, we should see it and recognize it and find a way to educate other people to live with it, to adapt with it, and to add it to their day-to-day lives, in their career, in their education, or whatever case it might be. So where am I going with all of this? So what I'm saying is programmers who ignore AI are 100% definitely going to be left behind, like literally. But programmers who find a way to add AI to their routine, at work or at school, find a way to use it, are going to be part of the movement and people leading the change in AI. Because that is where the world is going to, whether you like it or not. Like, there's nothing you can do. So you have to, anyways, join them. If you can't beat them, join them. So to answer the question I started with, are programmers becoming useless? Are developers becoming useless? I think you know my answer is no. We are becoming upgraded. We're becoming, we're getting more tools to help us do our job better. You have to see it that way. And definitely do not just ignore AI. Learn it, find out what is the latest tool, find out, what is going on, try to be on top of the news. And that way you stay up to date with the trend, and then you can move and be part of the change and the movement. So no, programmers are not being replaced. Computer science is not being replaced, but people who find a way to use AI in the programming are going to lead the movement and lead the change and are going to be relevant. So I hope this was helpful, and if it was helpful, give it a like, subscribe, and let me know what you think, if I'm saying rubbish or if I'm making some sense. Thank you.